Hello, welcome to another episode of Insurance with Infiniti. My name is Infiniti Whitley, and I am a licensed life insurance broker in the states of Missouri, Michigan, and Texas. Yes, I know that changes almost every other episode. I am steadily looking for new ways to be able to serve my broader community, and so the latest addition to my list of licenses is the great state of Texas. So there we go. Today's episode is going to be a little different. I just mainly wanted to do a reintroduction, and then I wanted to just, suss out, I guess is the word, what you guys want to see from me going forward. Obviously, I could talk about life insurance forever and have like infinite, no pun intended, episodes about the subject, but I want to hear from you guys. What are those burning questions that you have about life insurance and life insurance coverage? I love to educate others, so I am here for you. Let me know how I can better serve you. All right, we're gonna dive right in. My name is Infiniti Whitley. Yes, that is a real name that I have been living with for 27 years. I am a licensed life insurance broker in 3 states. Originally, I was in school actually for education, fine art, and business. I ran or am running an additional business on the side of this that I was into for 7 years before I transitioned into life insurance, and that one was also kind of educational centric. So there's a reoccurring theme here. So what got me into life insurance, right? Initially, I was kind of recruited by an agency when I was in college, and it was right after my mother died. So I was in college, I was like a junior in university, and she passed away suddenly. And so after we dealt with all of her affairs, to put it lightly, after we dealt with all of her affairs, about a month later, we went and, updated policies on everybody. I got my initial whole life coverage then, and the guy was like, hey, which is, in retrospect, kind of an interesting way to recruit someone, but I digress. Anyway, so that's what put the inkling in my head, and I was like, okay, well, I basically have a job offer when I graduate. And I did minimal research on it at that point, but it wasn't something I was super in tune to, because I thought I was going to go out into the world and be Missouri's best teacher, okay? And then about a year after that, I decided to not pursue education anymore. In a sense, things were kind of weird after COVID, and it just wasn't where I felt like the Lord was leading my heart anymore, which was kind of sad. But I went on and made the move, and I was glad for several reasons. One among them, I would not have graduated until 3 or 4 years after I really wanted to graduate. So beyond that, I went on to pursue my business licensure, as well as continuing the fine arts, so that I can continue to use those in tandem for my other business. Fast forward, I graduated, and during that time, some more tumult arose for me because my grandmother fell ill, and I didn't know what was going to happen, right? I was basically furloughed as a caretaker for 2 months, and so that meant I had no income coming in, and I was looking for a new opportunity that would not only allow me to use my gifts for other people, but would also be able to support me financially so that I could survive. And after a couple months and putting in hundreds of applications and nobody getting back to me, oh my gosh, that was humiliating. It was crazy. As I was looking, I got like a decade of work experience. I'm a dedicated hard worker. I've never been fired, that kind of thing. I had all kinds of qualifications and skills to apply to these jobs that I was applying for, but it was just during that season where nobody was actually hiring, but they had to put out job ads, kind of thing. Well, the opportunity for my current position fell into my lap one day. I didn't even apply for it, just fell into my lap. And so I was like, you know what? YOLO, I don't have any other options. I'm going to go for it, go all in. Did that. And it has allowed me to reach so many people. I have spoken with hundreds of families, and really getting to know other people and their situations. It's an experience. It's a very intrinsic experience for me, I have to say. I really love that I am able to connect with other people and get to figure out what their needs are. And there is no better feeling than being able to write an application for somebody, not only the financial part of it, but because I know that I've just helped protect their family against disability, death, that kind of thing. And there's nothing like it. And why am I so passionate about that? When my mom passed away, we didn't think she had life insurance. And it was by the grace of God and pure chance that we found the policy that she did actually have active, because there was several things floating around the house. That's a story for another day. Anyway, so, that feeling, that heart-sinking feeling, again, I can't describe it. And nobody wants to immediately wonder how they're going to bury their loved one on the day that they died. Again, I was a kid in college. I had a minor sibling that I was, I'm like, okay, now I'm really responsible for you more than I have been. And so I was just like, okay, I make 14 grand a year. This ain't gonna work. And like I said, thank God we found that policy. I automatically felt my blood pressure level out after that, and we were able to pay off the loans that we had to take out to get her cremated, because that was her final wish. So I don't wish that on anybody. Not only that, I was sent through probate darn near trying to settle her final assets that she did have. She didn't have much. And so, again, I was up to here about 2 or 3 months after she passed, just trying to deal with that. And thankfully she just kind of gotten married, and so we were able to work stuff out to transfer it back to me and whatnot. But that is not something that you should want to send your family through if you don't have a living will, if you again, don't have an executor or something like that. Getting life insurance will get your family through that transition period, and that is what I aim for the most when I speak with my families and clients. So all of that leads up to, I guess, the main idea of this video. I want to hear from you guys. Do you have life insurance? If you don't, what's holding you up from it? What knowledge would make you feel more comfortable about pursuing life insurance, or just growing and knowing more of your options? I want to know what you guys want to know. I am here for you. And that goes for wherever you live. I make these videos for the internet for a reason, because I know people will see them. I'm only licensed in 3 states in the US, so I can only help the people from those states with actual policies. But as far as informing the public, I can help everybody, so that's what I seek to do. So leave me a comment down below. What do you want to know about life insurance in general? What do you want to know about riders, etc., etc.? I'm thinking about doing a series, maybe about just going over like specific language that's used for life insurance policies, because sometimes people just get confused and don't know the ins and outs, and sometimes they speak to agents or brokers that use a lot of the jargon and whatnots when they do their spiel, and I think that's kind of confusing. So I want to clarify all that for you. Anyway, I'm going to skip off. I'm actually doing this video on the weekend because I took a weekend off. Okay, I took a weekend off, and so I am going to go skip off. I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.